on Mixstation Radio Live are not necessarily those of the staff and the management of Mixstation Radio Live, its sponsors, or advertisers.
Hey, I want to start a podcast.
Join the mix.
Can I broadcast to millions all over the world?
Join the mix.
Can I control my own content and share my show?
Join the mix.
Can I promote my product and my event?
Join the mix. Mixstation Radio is a worldwide internet radio station that specializes in video and audio podcasts on all social media platforms. You can download our free app, Mixstation Radio Live. That's MIXX Station Radio Live. We have 2 locations in Towson, Maryland, and Eastern Shore, Maryland. With our new service, you can host your own show from home with Mix Mobile. That's MIXX Mobile.
Did you say I can broadcast from home?
Yes, we have a new service called Mix Mobile.
We live.
We're live. Okay. Good evening, Facebookers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, and everybody else out there in Radio Land. You are tuned in to Intimate Connectionz. I am the host and creator, Queen Jackie. We have a great show lined up for you this evening. I am so excited to be able to talk to Dr. Vernessa Blackwell, multi-international best-selling author, and she has a couple of projects that she's putting together, whether she has upcoming, and so it's an honor to have her on the show. Also, she's the CEO of Grief Helpline. So I can't wait to hear more about that and the motivation behind starting that agency. So without further ado, before I get started, tonight I want to give a shout out to my co-host. I'm solo tonight, so Shaw Tax Solutions, Lynette Shaw, John Brown, and Richard Semper. They're not going to be joining us tonight, so it's just me and Dr. Blackwell that's going to be chopping it up tonight. So without further ado, introducing Dr. Vernessa Blackwell. How you doing this evening?
I'm great. Thank you so much, Queen Jackie, for having me on your show.
Sure. I'm so glad that you agreed to do it. So I mentioned a couple of things that you have going on, but I want to kind of start by asking, what was the motivation behind you wanting to write?
Well, I'm a veteran. I served 24 years in the Army, and I was always human resource. I lost all my siblings, though, and that kind of started my journey into writing for healing. I had 3 sisters and a brother. They all passed away. Both my parents are deceased. And I became grief coach certified in 2012. I was trying to set up an exit plan from the military, figuring out what I was going to do. So I took all these certifications. Grief was one. Grief and joy restoration coach was one. Life coach and spiritual counseling. And when my youngest sister passed away, God brought me back to my grief certification and said that was my calling.
Okay.
So here I am, 56 years old, just finding out why I'm here. I said, well, I'm not going to run from this any longer. I'm not going to run from it. I finally found out why I'm here, so I'm going to pick it up and walk with it. And so when I started doing grief coaching, I was doing group and one-on-one, and then COVID hit. It took grief to a whole nother level.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming from that, because you've experienced a lot of loss. So when you're doing your one-on-one and your group counseling, how do you lead in? Do you share your story, or are you, I guess, are you waiting for others to share, or do you just open the floor up with yours?
Well, because when they interview with me to become a client, we figure out, find out, what is the loss. Because sometimes it's not always
Okay.
death. Sometimes it
Hmm.
could be divorce. Some people grieve when their children leave to go to college.
That's
Um,
true.
a job, some people been working so long that that's all they know, and then they don't work no more. They don't know what to do with themselves, so they start grieving, right? That job. So
Hmm.
grief and loss, grief can come in a lot of different forms. So it's not always
Hmm.
about death, but whatever
Hmm.
it is, we try to help them restore joy. And so we find out
Okay.
what their issue is. We go through our intake, and from there we build a plan to help them to get back on track and restore joy, bring some joy back in their life.
Okay. I think that's pretty cool. And
Yes.
so, now for people that you are counseling, have some of them use that grief in like a creative way, or some of them authors, or um, I guess, how do you walk them through channeling their grief into something productive?
Well, a lot of them, yeah, because once I tell them that I'm working on projects or I have been, these books out. So because normally I send them a kit, a grief kit.
Okay,
And the
okay.
grief kit is a book, and they say, "Oh, this is all your stuff." And I'm talking about the coloring book because the grief kit has a devotional, it has a workbook, a planner, because a lot of times people that's dealing with grief and loss, they can't concentrate, and
Mm-hmm.
a coloring book. So the coloring book helps them to to heal as well. It's
Okay.
therapy. And so once they have all those tools, then they say, "Oh, okay." And then I ask them, "Have you ever thought about writing a book?"
Okay.
Because for me, being writing books really changed my life, because I turned it into a business. So it all started from a collaboration, because while I was serving in the military, I was in like 8 collaborations.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have time to sit down and write a whole book, so I write a little bit and I see another cover or another project come out. I'd invest in that. And so, yeah,
Hmm.
that kind of, yeah, is what started to lit the fire, and the ball just keeps rolling.
That's awesome. And you're giving people opportunities. So, I want to talk about that as well. I know that, um, in the project that you're working on now, there's a collective group of creators.
Yeah.
And um, I think you mentioned there was a young girl. I'm not sure how old she was, or she is.
7.
But how did you come in contact with this young lady?
So we have right now we have like 332 authors on board. Our youngest co-author is 7 years old. Her grandmother is in the book. And
Okay, okay.
and we were looking for authors, and she said, "I think this would be great for my daughter and my granddaughter." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Absolutely." So my grandchildren are in the book as well, because we want them to
Right.
become best-selling authors. So to give them, when we do the launch and they come, they're going to be, I mean, the highlight of the evening, really. Because
Right. That's impressive. That's
yes,
really impressive, and it would inspire more children to tap into their creative side. Because I think a lot of times, being young, you don't realize how much information you've already obtained. And so to
exactly.
have a 7-year old, and like you say, your grandchildren are part of the
Mhm.
book, I think that's going to be inspiring for a lot of young children. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think it's really good. So the idea that her grandmother got her involved in the same with you, it gives them a voice.
It does.
Yeah, it gives them a voice.
Yeah.
Um, this project of yours, why was it important to do this particular book?
Well, I have been a visionary for 5. This is the 5th project.
Hmm.
Last year in July, I launched Joy Comes in the Morning, and I normally do one project a year.
Okay.
We had 90 authors, so my last 4 projects have had 90 authors. And God just laid it on my heart to do one with 365. when I started out on the journey for 365, he was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, really? I said, but like I said, the it's just been amazing working with 300 and something authors
Mhm,
for the last 9 months. We're planning to
mhm.
launch in January, but our authors co-authors come from all over the world. So that's the beauty in the project, and we're
Yeah,
all on one accord. You see that for yourself in the group. We are on one accord,
yes,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of encouragement, and I love that most of all because you have all of these personalities, but everybody is coming together to not just share what they learned, but also encouraging people and just pouring back into one another. I think to me, that's like when I read some of the posts, it it inspires me even more so like wow, these are some amazing individuals, and I feel honored to be able to share in that. So I feel like you have a great group of creators,
Yes.
and that has to be, you have to pat yourself on the back that you were able to bring these creative minds together. How does
Like,
that make you feel?
see, I give God all the glory. Like I said,
Mm,
since I started this project, like I said, the enemy does not want you to do anything great. So
mhm.
it's just been one thing after another. But I know that anything. And I was telling my co-authors because a lot of them said, "Well, when is the book going to launch?" I said, "Well, when you're doing something great, it takes time,
Yes,
and it
yes.
has. And He's allowed the right people to come together. So I know from this alone that a whole lot of people do collaborations. It's going to be so many other books birthed
Mhm,
because of this project, because of the connections made. Like I tell
mhm,
everybody, I have one page in the book just like everybody else, but the when we all come together on one accord to spread joy across the globe, that is the beauty in this project. It really is.
mhm. Yeah, and you get excited talking about it. I know you and I have, inboxed each other a few times. We had
Mhm.
the, pleasure of speaking on the phone. But even when you're talking about it, I could feel the passion that
Yes.
you have for this project.
Yeah.
And I got to share this background story. I didn't think that I would be able to participate, but I loved how we put our heads together to be able to, help one another.
Right.
So, and even in us doing that, I felt, a connection like you're just all about getting the positive information out there and just bringing people together, and that's a big deal. So I am honored to be part of it and appreciate you providing the opportunity. Now, how much of I know you've been in the military for 20 plus years. How much of that are you bringing into this project? How
Well,
much
I
of
think
that experience?
well, I think in being in the military, we were always a team. It was not. It was
Mhm,
all for one and one for all. And so I think that's really where the training came for the teamwork and why we work so. Why I'm so structured and organized. Um,
mhm.
and like I said, this is not my first project. I've done 5 other projects. Plus, I was in 8 collaborations before I started doing mine. So I
Okay.
wanted yes, kind of create a program that we all win. That it's not just about me, because like I said, my goal is everybody go off and write books, write your own
Mhm,
books, start your own
mhm,
collaborations. To
yeah.
me, it's teamwork. Teamwork makes the
Mhm,
dream work. Like I said, retiring from the military, a lot of my co-workers and other soldiers, they moved away. We retire, they want to go back to Florida, somewhere warm, chill.
uh-huh.
So I had to find a new network of folks to to talk to and communicate with. Because again, I don't have no siblings no more, and their
Mhm.
circle of friends were their friends, not mine, right?
Mhm.
So I see them, if you're out and about. Then I'm 64 years old. So like the clock is ticking. It's time to get it done. It's like you
Mhm.
can't keep on putting off, um, I'm a firm believer that God said our gifts make room for us. And this is my gift, making a room for me. And I teach others to do the same. That's what the Lord
Mhm.
has told me to do. We're vessels. We're just being used by
Yes.
God. And we want to, to allow him to use us to put the our gifts back in the earth.
Mhm.
So books allow me to do that. It'll leave me. I create a legacy for my family. Some of my books I talk about my mom, then my dad. Another
Mhm.
book I talk about my brother. Your books can whatever ministry you have, whether
Mhm.
it's STEM, math, or whatever. Because
Mhm.
what's happening now is our kids do not see enough of them in schools,
That's a fact. Yeah,
right?
that's a
So we
fact.
create books with African American and other nationalities of people in the book, then that can broaden their horizon. They can say, "Hey, I can write my own book. I
Mhm.
can." You see what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
yeah, and it's not that hard to do. I own a
Right.
publishing company now because it started from a collaboration.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
dream. And just like your radio show, it's so many things. You can help other people start radio shows.
Mhm. That's a
Now,
fact.
yeah. Now we have a magazine that's launching. It would have never happened had I not invested in myself to become an author.
And then you brought up a great point because a lot of times we say we want to do certain things, but we're not willing to invest in ourselves.
Right.
Opportunities come, and a lot of times you talk yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sometimes because of fear, sometimes because of financial restraints. Um, and but I think if this is something that we are really passionate about, we'll find a way.
Right.
I think that's the whole idea. We're afraid to invest in ourselves, but we'll invest in things that don't bring us value.
You're right.
So you're still sitting on that dream, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, and wishing that you would have pursued it. I feel like you can accomplish anything that you want at any age.
That's true.
We put those limits on ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
but I think a big part of that is fear, and and maybe not having enough support. So I know you said you lost your parents and your siblings, but outside of that, tell me about your support system.
Well, I have two daughters, two grown daughters, and seven grands. And that was another thing, I can bring back up the investment. And
Mm-hmm.
I look at them, they're all ages. My youngest grand is 12, and my oldest grand is 30. And
Okay.
I have always helped. I've been a single parent for, ever since my girls were young because my oldest daughter's father got locked up when I was 4 months pregnant with her, and he
Okay.
did 32 years. So I was
Mm-hmm.
always a single mom for her. And then the
Mm-hmm.
youngest one I had 10 years later, and me and her dad broke up. So,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, I learned that, I could just keep on handing my money out like candy to my grandchildren. And then it's up to them when they want to get it together. But if I
Right.
started to invest in me, I know
Mm-hmm.
how long it took me to make that money. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And how many times I had to stay up at night working on the project because it's a dream when you first start journaling about the book. What's the book name?
Mm-hmm.
What's the title? The
Yeah.
content. But it takes a lot to put it together. So investing, I would tell you and anyone else, invest in yourself. Then you can help others. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
realized I needed to make some more money for me
Mm-hmm.
so I could travel and do some of the things I want to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I have a little bit for them, but when they say I don't have as much to just give away now because
Yeah.
I'm doing something positive with mine. Okay.
Right.
Now, when I leave
Mm-hmm.
here, y'all can have it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's get my share right now, okay?
Right, exactly, exactly. I love that. I definitely love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I say that all the time. Like I have a 35-year-old son, and I love his creative mindset. He has
Okay.
a CBD company, and then
Mhm.
he does 3D printing.
Okay.
Um, I thought I had my necklace on, but I had a necklace that he made for me, and he put like a picture of my parents because my parents are deceased. He put
Okay.
that on a gold charm,
Oh,
and yeah, it's amazing. I'm gonna have to send you a picture of it, but
okay.
I just look at the detail that went into that,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
we have to encourage these children. I never even knew he would be interested in doing something like that. But when I watch him work, it kind of makes me proud. Like, oh my
Exactly.
God,
Yes.
he's really doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
if that's the whole idea, you want them to have their own, but we also work so that when we leave here, that we can leave a legacy behind. They can
Right.
they can take us to the
Mm-hmm.
next level.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Mhm.
I like everything that you said, because we do. It's our life. We have our life to live now that the children are grown, but we
Mhm.
still have a responsibility to leave them with something solid.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I want to kind of go back to the grief aspect of things. What is there a time limit on grief? Um,
No, it's not
okay.
because grief is funny. It depends on the relationship that you have with the individual.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to the love of my life was killed in a car accident in 2007. And sometimes it feel like yesterday, and that's
Okay.
sad. My mom passed away in 1998. You will never
Mm-hmm.
forget the day, the time, and what you were doing.
That's so true.
You
Yeah, that's so
forget it,
true.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a part of your life, but you
Mm-hmm.
must, with grief, you have to learn to go on. You have to move
Yeah.
through it. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because it just shows up unannounced. It doesn't tell you, oh, be visiting tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So you can
Yeah,
kind
right.
of, yeah, right? But no, sometimes you go certain places and it'll trigger a memory. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can smell or look at certain foods, right? You're like, oh yeah, my mom used to make the best. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That's a fact. That's a
yeah,
fact.
so it's a
Yeah.
part of you and who you are. But no
Mm-hmm.
one will want their loved one to sit here and just, give up on life.
And suffer. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Life
agree.
is still worth living and it's for the living. Live
Mm-hmm.
until your day comes because they told us we're gonna see them again, right? So when we
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I think about most of my only one of my sisters lived past the age of 65.
Okay.
The rest of them died in their early 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I take every day, I'm not taking it for granted. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I want to do something positive. I want to live now. I'm not going to keep on because we don't never know what tomorrow's going to bring, right?
That's true. Yes.
Yes, and put my
Absolutely.
footprint in saying right now, with these books and with the products and stuff that I create or whatever, it's just enough for us to eat and then to help someone else learn how to eat. You see what I'm saying? That's my whole
Absolutely.
goal now. If a person wants to publish books, I want to help them publish the books. If they
Okay.
do magazines, I want to get them there. I
Mm-hmm.
want to open up that door so they can come in. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
you know, pass the
I
torch
love that.
because it
Yeah.
ain't for us. None of us, we can't take none of it with us. When we came
Absolutely.
here empty handed, when we leave here, we're not going to take nothing with us,
That's a fact. No, you're
right?
right.
So
Yeah.
live today, and invest in yourself, grow and go. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's my,
Absolutely.
yes.
I like your mindset. You
Mhm.
got that like listen, nothing is gonna hold me back. if I want to do it, I'm going to jump out there and do it. And I love that. I
Yeah,
definitely love that.
yeah.
Last year, I kind of jumped out there and I did stand up for
Okay,
the first time.
okay.
And I had a friend of mine that kept encouraging me, "Oh, you need to do it. I think you can definitely do it. You make me laugh all the time." But I'm like, I did it on my birthday. I was supposed to do some erotic poetry, and then I had them play this song, and after the song went off, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rip this stage,
Okay.
and I did, and like I think everybody thought I was the headliner. I had so much fun, but I think I didn't realize I had it in me. And that's the thing. It's like if it's something that you want to do, you gotta jump out there.
You
You
do.
can't be afraid. And so I've been doing comedy since then, and it never feels like a job. It just feels like I'm having a conversation with friends.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so and I don't know what I'm gonna say a lot of times. It depends on what kind of energy I get from the crowd. They
Okay.
always ask me, "What you gonna talk about?" I said, "Kind of depends on what I get." You
Right.
know, if I feel like they're more engaging, yeah, they might get the wild and crazy, Jackie. It just, I don't know. And so sometimes I'll come and I'll come in costume because I do have a costume fetish. So
Okay.
I might dress up in costume. It just kind of depends on where I'm at that day. So I brought that up to just say, like, just as you stated, you have to live.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, each day that you are here, you have a responsibility to make the most of that day.
Right.
Now, we're not
Absolutely.
going to always feel like it, right? But you got to get yourself in that mindset like, okay, I'm here. So I got another opportunity to try something else, to do something that I've always wanted to do because I'm still here.
Right.
Yeah. And I always make sure I show up. I can wake up in the worst mood,
Mhm.
but once I get up, I'm like, I'm here. You
Right.
know,
Yeah. Pretty much. Yes.
let me keep this day in high gear.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love a lot of um what you had to say. So tell me about grief helpline. I
So
mean, I
grief.
gave you the basis,
Mhm.
like what motivated you to start it, but um like where would you like to see your grief helpline go in terms of helping more people?
So with the grief helpline, I still do the therapy for in people that's dealing with grief and loss, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I share my boxes are with a lot of the funeral homes. A lot of funeral homes offer my products and services from
That's awesome.
yeah for their clients as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then and it kind of like had a snowball effect because like I said, when I launched the products for the grief helpline and I did my first anthology as a visionary where your wings were ready but my heart was not. And
Mm.
we did a chapter in that book and a tribute to our loved ones, and it came out good. My co-authors were very excited once we launched, and they requested like, "Oh, okay, what we gonna do next?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So I said, we're gonna switch lanes. I said because for one thing, I like devotionals. I kind of like just use stuff for the day, right? I'm not reading chapter books and stuff like
Mhm.
that anymore.
Okay.
Um, and most of my clients don't either. So I was like, okay, let's do a devotional first. Then we can get more people in it. And so we'll have a larger, group to work with, which will make it fun for all of us and positive and beneficial. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we
Mhm.
started the 90-day devotionals and I did 4 of those.
Okay.
Like I said, I did Joy Comes in the Morning. It was Finding Joy in the Journey, volume 1 and 2, and then Joy Comes in the Morning. that we
Mhm.
launched last year. So I was launching one product every year because
Okay.
with your clients, when you're an author, people will ask you, you outbending. They was like, oh yeah, I got that book. I got your last book. No, I said, no, I have another one out now. You can purchase this one too. Okay.
Oh
So
my goodness.
don't hit me with that one because I'm gonna say, nope, I got some new stuff for you. So you can
That's
get
right. That's right.
out. So swipe your credit card, please.
Show me the money.
Yes. And so they kind of ask when is your next
Yeah.
book coming? You see what I'm saying? They're
Right.
eager to hear from you and want to see what you're doing, and are you continuing to write? So it just now it's Joy 365. So
Yes. 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 Yes.
yeah.
And so, with the grief helpline, are you is it nonprofit or
It is not. No,
okay?
I just started. It's like it started with the books and coaching, one on
Okay.
one and group, and then
Mhm.
we had a radio show called Life You Imagined, and I was interviewing my clients and stuff from the grief
Mhm.
helpline. They would come on the show, and then like I said, it started to I started to write more books or be leaning more towards books because
Okay.
that would help my clients to heal. They wouldn't be so focused on the pain and the loss.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? We were doing fun things, coming to the group, writing, and they could see where writing is actually therapeutic and it helps you to heal.
Right. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And so it helped them to release the grief. And then most of them would come and join me and become an author. So they started, it's a win-win. We all work together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so in terms of uh, putting several projects together, I know you have a few books out. Um, what's next after the release of, because I know you're going to do a launch for Joy 365. So what do you see next?
Well, well, with Joy 365, right now we have 332 authors. So
Hmm.
we plan to close by the end of the month. So let me put that
Hmm.
out there that we are still looking for co-authors. So if you know anyone who wants to become a author, please tell them to join us. Um,
Okay.
we each co-author will submit a professional headshot, a short bio. Our bios is up to 50 words. The title for the devotional, and the devotional itself is 250 to 300 words.
Hmm.
So what we're going to do is create a devotional, and then you can also submit an affirmation. So the affirmation um, will go in a journal. So we're actually going to create two products, and we'll have this
Okay.
so like book box. Here's our book box. You see the
Oh yeah, yes. I love it.
yeah, and so this is like the
Wow.
so yeah. So
That's awesome.
we do lots of stuff over here in our
I see.
right? So we're going to have our book box. We're going to create that where the co-authors will have the devotional and a journal.
Okay.
And the book box as well, if they want to, sell that as well. I mean, because it's really so many things that you can do with a book.
Right,
And so
right.
we just show some of the things. We've been on billboards in Times Square and in Atlanta. We'll be, having some opportunities for that, as well as magazine spotlights. So we're going to do some tours and retreats next year from Joy 365. We're just not going to run off and run away from each other. We're going to make sure that
Right.
everybody's building and doing things and growing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's solid. Is you're building a community.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, a community of creative minds and healers.
Yes.
Um, so I love that aspect of things because I feel like we need more of that. There's so many people out here hurting.
Hmm.
And so this book would bring them joy. I feel like the book, they will connect to something in the book because we're each bringing different experiences,
Yeah.
in our writings. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's definitely needed. So what do you do for fun, Dr. V?
I love traveling. I
Mm,
just came back from South Africa. And so that's where I met some of our co-authors while I was over there. I went to Dubai last year. I
mm,
love traveling though. I mean, like I said, I want to do it while I can, you know.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
tracked around in army boots for 24 years. I retired in 2017. And like I said, I don't have a man. I don't have no husband.
Hmm.
So I'm free to go and just be me. You
Okay.
know?
Okay.
I'm
Now
not.
that I want to ask you about that. Are you dating or
No, I am not. I am not. This, like I said, the last few years has been about my grandchildren, trying to make sure
okay?
everybody's out on their own. I'm working
Hmm.
on my projects. I really don't go anywhere too tough unless it's business related, like with the books, or speaking engagements or coaching.
Hmm.
I'm not dating. Like I said, guys, I don't know, I just really haven't found anyone, or I guess I haven't, So, like I said, because the love of my life was killed in 2007, and he was a good man.
Right.
So if
Okay.
you can't match up to some of those,
That's
just
what I was gonna say. Right. Yeah. It's like why even bother because
right,
you
it's
know
a
what
waste.
you
Right,
had.
it's a waste of time. You see what I'm
It's a
saying?
waste. Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've come too far to turn around. So I feel like at 64, I'm okay with because half of my bed is my desk. So I'm
Right.
okay sleeping with the laptop.
There's no room for anybody else.
Yeah. You have laptop over there, phone over here. I'm good. I'm all right.
Right. Right. And it's okay. I think a lot of times in our society, like if people, like I'm 57 and I'm single. And so people always ask, well, are you dating? Are you looking? Because they don't understand that like after 30 years of marriage,
Mhm.
I'm not pressed
Right.
about being married again. Although, I mean, I'm not opposed to it,
Mhm.
but in the space that I'm in,
Mhm.
I'm fine with Jackie.
Mhm. Right.
Um, but sometimes I feel like as women, we are pressured, oh, I think you should have a man. But if that's not the space you're in and your life is fulfilled, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. And then like I said, finding someone, on that I mean, he gotta have standards and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You halfway, right? But they want to play all these games and I'm too old
Oh
for
my
that.
God.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So you can go ahead with all that drama. I don't have time. I'm
You
like,
making moves, so you don't have time for foolishness.
exactly.
Yeah. And there's a lot of it out here. Like, I mean, I told a friend of mine not long ago, I said, the game has definitely changed, right?
Honey, yes. Mm, I'm telling you, it has. Yes, it has. Okay.
It has changed when you think about social media, the
Mhm.
dating apps, and I said, I'm used to men, but in my time, courting. They didn't
Right.
mind courting.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
new age thing is a little different, Dr. V. Like,
That's
I
the
don't even, it's crazy.
It is. It is. Like I said, they want you to do for them. You see what I'm saying? They ain't trying to
Right,
help you in no
yeah.
way. It's like, get out of here. You got a man and he don't take out the trash. He's not filling up the tank. He not doing any. I mean, what do you need him for? You
And
see?
that's the issue I have, right? I feel like they want you. I don't feel like I have to ask you to be a man.
Exactly. You need to already have that. And if you don't have it by now, I can't teach you nothing. You
It's
see
a
what I'm saying?
wrap.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not there. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so funny because I tell guys this all the time.
Mhm.
Me dating back in the day, the men didn't mind courting.
Right.
You didn't have to tell them what to do, or ask,
Right.
can you do this for me? Because I
They
should have
knew
had
something. Right. They knew, like, okay, in order to keep her, I'm gonna have to take care of her. You see what I'm saying?
right,
But,
right,
these jokers now feel like, I don't know. I guess they feel like it's a shortage, so now you have to put up with whatever. But that's just not me. You see what I'm saying? And
right.
once you've been alone like we have for a while, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can do bad by myself. I don't need no help. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And do you think as women we've lowered the bar?
Yeah, a lot of times. I mean, the dress. Yes, I think
Yeah.
that women are wearing the stuff that's too revealing.
Mhm.
This order this pajamas and stuff in the grocery store.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I
Yeah,
can't
it's too
stand it.
much, right? Bonnets on like it's sex. It's not. You see what I'm saying? That some of
Yeah,
that stuff is for the home in the bedroom, right? Let's leave it there.
absolutely.
And so I think that's why, and they all everything is up to your navel. You see what I'm saying? No, it ain't no secrets. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Right?
right,
So
right.
yeah, I think that has yeah. So these
Mhm.
brothers is feeling like they can go over there. They don't have to, put the effort that they used to have to put out for us, right?
Right,
Because we're in
right.
a different era. So yeah, it's a mess though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, I think when we're looking, seems like a lot of times when I listen to other like relationship shows, the big talk is submission,
Right.
right? Um, but being a wife, I never had a problem with that because I trusted him to lead.
Exactly. If a
Yeah,
man can lead, then you can submit. But you can't
exactly.
submit to one he don't know how to get out of a wet paper bag, and you stuck in there with him. You cannot submit to that joker. Like, go ahead with that, okay?
Okay, absolutely. And that's what that's the thing. It's like, okay, you all are asking for submission, but what are we submitting to?
Too
Do you
exactly.
have a mission, first of all? You
No.
know,
And
um,
those
and,
are the
and I,
ones because if they knew how to lead, they wouldn't even be asking that question. You see what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So those are the ones that nobody can't submit to. And they should be looking in the mirror asking themselves, why not? You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Why won't a
Exactly.
woman submit to me?
Right,
Because
right.
if you're a woman and you're about your work, you're not going to be questioned like, a guy can't tell me what I'm not capable of. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because I
Hmm.
know all these years I've been doing it by myself. You see what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
if you come over here, you got to bring something to the table, or you can't come
Of
over here, bright.
course.
You
Of
see what I'm
course.
saying? Okay.
Right.
So when you know who you are and what you are capable of, they can't shoot us that lie. Like, submit to what? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Were you ever married? You see what I'm saying? Let me see
Right. That
what you have
too.
to
Yeah.
say. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Hmm.
those type of dudes have not even took care of their kids. They go over there, how some men are something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the whole idea too, we've come a long way as women.
Yes.
And not that we have a problem with it, but we have to feel safe. You
Right.
know,
And
that's the whole thing.
right. And that's what you teach your daughters and your sons to protect. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
This
right,
is what a man's supposed to do. You see what I'm saying?
right. Hmm.
Um, and you tell your daughters this is what you should be looking for. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because this is
Absolutely.
not appropriate. It's not going to get you anywhere. And just because it's a dead end road. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
don't
That's
follow
right.
certain rules and have certain, the character, that's a
Hmm.
must, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, morals
absolutely.
and stuff. Yeah.
And that's another side of things. I talk to a lot of different women, and I'm always asking, why would a man value what you don't value? Because you easily give it to that person, you give it to him over there, you're
Mm-hmm.
giving it to everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
why now should they value it when you give
Mm-hmm.
it up so freely? This is a gift,
Right.
not to be shared with everyone. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's another side of why men feel like they don't have to work hard because we're sharing too much of ourselves. We've devalued the gift that we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they don't feel like they have to work hard
To
for it,
get yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but we created that, and I'm definitely big on um, feeling free, but
Right.
free isn't to be shared with
Right.
every Tom, Dick, and Hank.
Yes. Absolutely.
And if I'm
Absolutely.
coming out the door and my boobs are falling out my shirt,
Hmm.
for everybody to see, you
Hmm.
know, I'm not hiding anything. I'm showing everything right now.
Right. Hmm. Hmm.
And so is there value in that? Because I feel like, and I'm just talking specifically about us as women,
Hmm.
um, we need to value ourselves more so.
Right.
If we're looking to, I guess attract that quality man, it starts with what we're putting out there.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I feel like in the space that you're in, you're going to attract what you put out. And
Hmm.
a lot of times we don't understand that. So
Right.
if you're throwing bad energy out there, that's what you're going to get.
Hmm.
Your headspace isn't right, you're going to get somebody right on that line. That's why I always encourage, let's work on ourselves.
Right. Right.
You
Yes.
know,
Hmm.
I feel like that's a big thing. It's a lot of single people out here, and I always be wondering why. Where do we drop the ball?
Right. Well, like I
Yeah,
said, though, a lot of times you find yourself in your singleness. And that's what I think happened to me. I found myself. You see what I'm saying? Because you know now
yeah,
when being single what you like and what you don't.
yeah.
What you,
Mm-hmm.
can tolerate and what you're not gonna put up with.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? You learn all of that. What colors do you really like? Because I'm saying in a relationship, sometimes you like a color because he like you. Just like, oh, you like this
that's so
color?
true.
Yeah. You see,
You
I
kind of
do.
lose part of yourself in that relationship.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. So you can just when you make it all, and when you single, it's about you. So you can
yeah,
do pretty much, and I mean that like I said, I learned a lot about me doing my
yeah,
singleness. So I'm that's pretty much all I can say about it. These last few years have taught me so much. But like I said, life is all about learning. Um,
absolutely.
with my dating and having a good guy, just a companion, somebody to travel
Yeah,
with,
yes,
to do some things with, because you sometimes want somebody just to break bread with, to hear it from a male perspective. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Because
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
what, from women, we could talk and, share stuff and, from a sister's point of view, but every now and then you want to hear from a man. What you think about that? You know?
Yeah, you need that brutal honesty that a
Yeah.
man can give you.
Right, right. So hopefully 2024 will bring some of that, over here. But
Yes,
yeah, we gonna keep it
absolutely.
moving and long boy 365, right?
Absolutely. Anything is possible. I'm telling you,
Yeah, next year.
anything is possible. Like just be open to the possibility.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made a great point though. It's like you want companionship, the door isn't closed. But in the meantime, you're still having fun, you're still creating, you're
Yeah.
still working on different projects. And I often feel like when we're submerged in our passions, a lot
Mhm.
of times we find that person
Yeah.
without even looking.
Right, right. Or
Mhm.
he finds you, because they
So
say
he
when a man
finds you.
finds right a wife, he finds a good thing, right? So we don't have to
Absolutely.
look for him. So now we know we're not looking anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
On the same
right.
page, focused on what? Focused on what I'm doing. You know what I got going on. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when you find me, I'm all right. I was busy waiting from when you found me.
I was waiting on you, waiting for
I
you
was
to
waiting
find
for
me.
you. Right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I was getting it all the way together.
I was getting myself prepared for you,
Right,
brother.
baby. When you, right. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. But it's a good feeling though to just be um embracing your femininity,
Yes.
and just uh feeling so alive. And this is something that you give into yourself. So when he finds you, you're ready to share that.
Right.
I think that's a beautiful thing. But in the meantime, you're fulfilled.
Right.
What
Absolutely.
more can you ask for?
Exactly.
more than you ask for.
Mhm.
So, what advice would you like to give, or what advice would you give to young authors,
Mm.
um, or anybody that's interested in pursuing their dream, whether it be in the creative field or whatever it is they're interested in? What advice would you like to give?
Well, like I said, I think everyone has a book in them, and like I said, in life there are seasons for things, and
Yes,
we are in season now.
yes.
You know, I feel like utilize the gifts that God gave you. You
Mhm.
know, um, it's your dreams, right?
Mhm.
Water them. You know, go
Yeah.
for it. You see what I'm saying? Fall forward. If you're gonna
Yes,
fall
love
forward,
that.
right?
Yes,
You back
yes,
up, brush your knees off, and try it again
yes.
because it is the constant grind. It is not
Mhm.
success doesn't happen overnight. You have to
Absolutely.
work and continue to work at it. And it
Mhm.
changes. And after a while, just as like when you start rolling the ball, after a while, the ball goes down here and starts picking up. It's going faster, faster.
Yes,
You're getting closer and closer. You see what I'm
right.
saying? So never give up on your dreams. You
Mhm.
know, there's more
Absolutely.
opportunity here now than it has ever been.
That's
I've
a fact.
Yes, I've traveled all over the world. I'm with the
Mhm.
military, right? And in the United States, you can paint buckets, different colors, and sell them. People will buy
Yes.
paint buckets, right?
Right, right.
Rocks. People write on rocks, paint rocks, and put little words on them,
Mhm.
and people buy them. So you
Yes,
pretty much can make a business out of anything here,
that's a fact. You're
right?
absolutely right. Yep.
So stop making excuses. If you're young, you see what I'm saying? Go for it. Stop thinking that this you're gonna have this swag with your pants and stuff. Get it together. Um get an education because education is so important.
Absolutely.
Stay out
Absolutely.
of trouble. Put them guns
Mhm.
down because it's nothing but a setup. They don't want you.
Right,
They don't want them out here. You see what I'm saying? I tell
right.
my sons this all the time. You hurt yourself by not following the rules. The
Absolutely.
rules are
Absolutely.
set up for us, right? They're for
Mhm.
us, right?
Yes.
That's okay.
Mhm.
You learn to play by your game. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
When
right.
you're concentrating on doing the right thing and focused on God and God alone, things
Mhm.
you start to wake up. It's like,
Absolutely.
you see what I'm saying? You can see clearly now. If you have a vision and you keep working on that vision, you stay focused,
Uh-huh.
on the dream, it's going to happen. Because what's
Yeah,
going to stop it from happening? You are the one that God has given his dream to.
absolutely.
And if he gave it to you, he gave it to someone else. Because
Mhm.
I had wanted to start a business plenty of times. There's a magazine, Victorious Press.
Okay.
God gave me that magazine about 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Girl came out with it about 5 years ago. I said, you know what? I slept on that.
You sat on it. Yep,
Yep.
yep.
You see what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
to the one that's going to move forward with it. So whatever
Right.
it is, connect with the people that can make you, help you to bring your dreams alive. Books, collaborations. If there's any way that I can help over here with the books, let me know. Inbox me, Dr. V. My goal is to help as many people as I possibly can become
Absolutely.
authors, right? And if
Mhm.
your goal is to help people, with radio shows or whatever, continue to grind, put it out there
Yes.
because
Yes.
people need help.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
what kind of help can you provide as a youngster? You see what I'm saying? Do
Mhm.
something positive though. Don't get hooked on these drugs because none of them made them free. Pretty much you can smoke them anywhere and do all of that, but that's
Right.
destroy us. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because there's so many people that did 50 years for an ounce of weed or a pound of weed, and now you can get it at the dispensary.
Yeah, illegal. Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
Crazy. Yeah.
and you don't know what it is they smoking because, like I said, it's all different colors, and
There's so many. I never knew it was so many varieties
oh my
of
goodness, yes,
weed until my son, started his business and
yeah,
he got into it because I was like, listen, if that's what you like to do something productive with it. And
exactly.
he got all of these certifications that I didn't even know he was trying to get. And once he got them, he said, "You told me to do something productive. Here are my certifications." I was so proud because I didn't know that's what he was doing.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it's they have gummy bears, pills. They got some of everything now.
Oh my God, yes. Some of everything.
You can put up under the tongue. So that's what I'm saying. Don't get caught up in the drugs. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Stay focused out here because I'm telling you, there is a lot of opportunity out here. Times are changing. Now with this AI stuff, it's going to take more jobs, the self-service checkouts, right? We see that we work there. When you go there, you pay for the stuff and you got to scan it, bag it, take it to the car.
Right.
You get one person at the door, here's my receipt.
Absolutely.
That's a foolishness, So it's going to take a whole lot of more of the mom and pop shops out of business.
Yeah,
right? So you got to get in where you fit in now. To change the game. Because once you learn to survive off of a business, and just like I said, you can start a business selling cars, a little, paper, some hats, right?
Right.
Turn into something. It's like an umbrella effect. It turns into something bigger. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely. You had hats, and then they said that if you sell some jackets with the hats and the shirts, right, you're gonna have like a little store. So it continues, right? So invest in yourself. Go out here and do something positive because there's, it's enough room out here for all.
Yes, exactly.
And it's our time, it's our season, and don't let no one tell you that you can't do it because if God said it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. So, Dr. V, where can my audience find you?
So I am on Facebook as Dr. V. I'm the best-selling book strategist. My website is www.lifeyouimagine.com. That's LIFE, the letter U, IMAGINED.com. That's my publishing website. And my phone number is 240-270-1522. We'd love to have some of you come and join us on this with this Joy 365. And if not, y'all will see us cruising and doing all kind of stuff. Flying. Here. Okay.
Oh, yes. It's been an honor to have you on the show. I can't wait to continue to work with you and to bring, the creatives on this show at various times. So that's going to be exciting. I can't wait for the launch and to be able to do like a red carpet event. That's going to be really nice. And you're amazing. And I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Yes, we're gonna do some stuff in 2024. It's gonna be our time, so we got
our time, girl. Yes.
All right.
Well, you have a great night, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Have a blessed
night. All right. Bye-bye. Well, this is it, folks. We will return after Thanksgiving.